Welcome to the Literally First Class podcast, where I will teach you how to overcome anxiety and achieve somatic success. I'm your host, Keri Ford. I'm a somatic success and holistic life coach here to bring humor, insight, and wisdom to the modern day woman that wants to feel alive in her daily life. You ready? Come on, I saved you a seat in first class. This is such a huge week, and by that, I mean I'm literally turning the page on a new decade. I turn 40 on Thursday. At the time of recording, it's July 1st, and this Thursday, July 4th, I'll be 40, which is wild. On top of that, we just had one of our most magical weekends, I think, that I have ever created and have been a part of in the history of my business. And truly the only word for it is magic. The thing that I keep hearing time and again from every woman that attended the Champagne Club was that these rooms are rare. The fact that everyone was so open and warm and yet successful and elevated and conscious, to get those two things in a room is so rare. I have often found myself that, there's these cute networking events, but it's just networking and it's a lot of posturing and peacocking and leading with titles and only the wins, the accolades and the awards and who they be on paper, their resume. And then there's the other spaces that are spiritual and conscious, and know that there's this whole other realm of existence outside of what our eyes see and deeper than what we do. It's who we be. And my goal with the Champagne Club is to bring all of that together. And I can honestly say, mission fucking accomplished. It was even better than last time, if that's possible. And yet that's not by mistake. Everything I do is extremely curated, very intentional. I love details. I enjoy treating women to experiences that shape them into incredible humans that they already are, but beyond that, experiences that match who they're being. And it's just so fun. The women that come to my rooms and my world and my experiences and my programs, there is an openness there because I've established that, but also because I meet them in the energy of that. It's the question, how are you really? And answering it honestly, while also not dimming your light and dumbing down your success. We've been part of so many of those rooms too. I've outgrown friends fast the more I have leaned into growth. And it's not surprising. There are people that match who you're being in the world. And so anyway, I say all of that to say it was just such a beautiful, nourishing weekend. There's a reason my voice sounds like Phoebe from Friends when she sings the song Smelly Cat. Those of you that are Friends fans totally know what I'm saying. And I can't even wait for the next one. It was awesome. This time we added a legacy leadership workshop and also a pool party. What I love about these events is you can come for the female founders dinner. It's for female founders and executives. But you can come for just the Champagne Club dinner. You can get dressed up. Go all out. We love that. We invite you to be quote unquote too much. We expect it. And then, we added the workshop as part of that. It was included with the ticket. And then we have a bunch of a la carte options that you can add on if you choose to stay a little longer, come a little early, such as renting a podcast studio space here in Atlanta with one of our other Champagne Club members who has a studio here for batching content, whether you have a podcast or you want to be on a podcast, capturing in real time that production studio time, that recording time to create content. Or you can shoot with my brand photographer, Chelsea. Chelsea Patricia is amazing. She is part of the team behind the scenes, also a client, also a friend. And she helps me bring this vision to life, in the media and post-production. So the reels, the photos that you see, and all the photos on my website are from Chelsea. Women, I've had clients fly in from across the country to shoot with her. But while you're here at a champagne club, you could fly in early, you could leave later, and you can add a brand photo shoot. So that was really fun to see women doing that. We also had an optional pool party, a sunset pool party at a private residence, which was so much fun. It just was like pure joy, celebration, and reconnecting with our inner child. Like, we were all jumping in the pool. We all got our hair wet. We were splashing. We were laughing. It was the best, honestly. And like, to think that these women hadn't known each other just 24 hours prior was wild. People have left with forever friends. People have made connections and elevated their network. And they're leaving with deeper awareness and more clarity about their legacy, because that's exactly what we dove into at the workshop. So everyone was asking, like, what are we going to do at this legacy leadership workshop? Like, what are we doing? So we spent some time visioning, imagining what is yet to come in Q3, Q4. We spent some time illuminating the gap of why they're not there yet, or the perception of not being there yet. We also did some awareness work and we did a meditation, brought them into a really personal experience, one that I've gone through from one of my mentors, which was really special. And we also did a little somatic work, because that's one of the many zone of geniuses that I have, as a healer, as a high achiever. I love bringing the both and, right? The somatic success method is that it's not just the external success, it's the inner experience of I feel successful too. So we spent some time doing all the things. We laughed, we cried, we connected, we shared. Some questions that we brought up and brought to the table were, what is the one conversation that you had that you didn't know you needed to, reflecting on the dinner, which was super powerful. We also did some prompts, and maybe this is something that you also want to sit with. I'll share a couple of these prompts with you that we did. Where am I currently giving my power away? How do I currently define success? What does it look and feel like? How do I define a lack of success? What does this look and feel like? In other words, like your most unsuccessful version of you, what does that look and feel like? If I'm being honest, the one thing I get to let go of that I have been holding on to is, when I leave this earth, I want to be known for. And you can just rewind this, pause here, answer these in your journal and reflect on them. And it was interesting because we are so caught up in right now and what is happening, in this moment, or even like in the very next step or two steps. But like, what is living beyond you? What is it people not only are remembering you for in terms of how you made them feel, but like the movement and the ripple effect that you're leaving behind when you're long gone from this earth? Do you have that vision? Right? And so inviting in these conversations that have us think beyond the next 6 months, beyond the next year, 3 years, 5 years, well into and, after we are gone from this earth. We're just here for a short while. And so we talked about the bigness of our dreams and how it's so powerful to be in rooms like this that normalize our bigness, that not only invite it, but expect it. So I just, again, fucking magic.
This message sponsored by Po Hung Yu.
Have you ever thought about microdosing before? Maybe you've even seen documentaries like Fantastic Fungi or How to Change Your Mind on Netflix. By the way, I have a funny story about the Fantastic Fungi, but you're going to have to ask me offline. Or maybe you've heard about the extensive research happening in the best universities and the evidence showing how mushrooms are game-changing for those with anxiety, depression, ADHD, and even PTSD. So many female leaders and moms have jumped on the microdosing bandwagon to help them better manage modern-day stress. I want to introduce you to our new brand partner, Po Hung Yu. She's a self-mastery mentor, microdosing guide, and a former acupuncturist. And as a successful woman like me, like you, imagine a life where your brain and your nervous system can just relax. That's exactly what happens when you microdose and you're guided by an experienced facilitator. So you can actually be present and enjoy your life minus the anxiety, overwhelm, and stress. The best part is you don't feel high, there's no psychedelic effect, and no one will know. You can still work, be with your kids, drive, exercise, and live your normal day-to-day life. But you'll still receive all of the amazing benefits of mushrooms, like increasing neuroplasticity, flow, creativity, focus, and even your connection and intimacy with your loved ones. Not only will you receive a 15-minute consult where Po will tell you exactly how this process works so you can decide if it's a fit for you, but you'll also get a bonus of $500 off and a complimentary root cause assessment call worth over $800 when you decide to work with Po. Click the link below in the show notes to get started today. And I decided on Friday going into the Champagne Club dinner, I had dinner with a friend and former client of mine. Her name is Jenny Taylor, and she's one of the inspirations for the Champagne Club even existing. You know, she goes like, hey, you know, you're so connected. I feel like I want to be part of your world even more, and you should like host a room of people because I think that would be really cool. And I'm like, yeah, I've kind of had this calling or this nudge. And so I did, and here we are. You know, we're into our second Champagne Club. It's like already behind us, and we already have tickets for Q3 and also 2025 dates for the Champagne Club. We have a wait list. Tickets are already selling. And so we'll put that link here in the show notes. But I want to encourage you, you know, if this is something that, you know, you check your calendar and you're like, I'm available, I belong in this room, I have seen the pictures and I know I need this, buy the ticket because it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out fast. And this isn't a scarcity thing, but I actually have less spots for the next dinner because we're changing locations to a sushi spot here in Atlanta that is like so fucking bomb. I can't wait. It's a really high level private suite. All the rooms that I bring women into are very elevated, very luxurious. And this one is like, it's just posh. I don't know. I love this place. It's one of my favorite places. And I know both the owners at the previous restaurant we hosted and also this upcoming one. And I just love supporting them and their family. So come join us. Come join us for Q3. It's October 19th. We'll have the workshop in the morning this time and the dinner that night. So make sure you plan accordingly, that you fly in the Friday before or the Thursday before, and then you can fly out Sunday or stay through Monday. But I'm really excited for this one too. So yeah, we're just creating more magic over here. And then we had 3 women claimed their spot at the retreat, the Made for More retreat. And I'm so elated for this retreat. We're going to the island of Grenada, and you might be thinking like, Keri, why are you going so far for this retreat? But here's the thing. Think about how much work you're going to get done on the plane. Like, seriously though, I know it feels far. It's just south of BVI. It's in the Caribbean, but it's exclusive. Not everyone gets access to this. It's a gated community or not even a community. It's a gated estate. What am I saying? It's a gated 7-acre estate. There is no community. We have our own private peninsula, private beach, full-time staff, full-time chef, and his or her team. So it's a really elevated, conscious decision to go this far. And I love taking women out of their normal environment and inviting them into what's even beyond that. So at this retreat, because you might be wondering, like, what is it? Who is it for? It's a leadership retreat for female founders. It's 5 days, 4 nights. You'd fly in, you'd pass through Miami, fly in at like 2 p.m. on Wednesday, September 18th, and then you'd fly out on Sunday, September 22nd. But this is the place to strip away the masks and truly connect, to experience genuine connection and belonging with other powerhouse women. Truly, people find their forever friends at these things. I'm not kidding. They come away and they're like, this group of women knows more about me than like my family knows, or like than even my best friend knows. I've never told anyone these things and how free I feel because of it. We're going to help you empower your leadership, step confidently into your leadership legacy. So as you were like reflecting on those prompts and maybe sitting with those in your journal that I just shared, maybe there's just a big fat question mark. You're like, wow, like I have achieved so much success already. Everything I've set out to create, I have manifested. Now what? Like, what's next? What's my new challenge? What's my new thing? And what is my bigger mission to leave this world a better place than when I entered it? We're going to gain clarity to define and refine your leadership vision. And we're going to elevate your leadership skills. We're going to enhance your leadership capabilities using somatic strategies, using my somatic success method. So this is going to be a transformational experience. One question I received over and over again too was like, I never treat myself to this kind of stuff. Quite honestly, sometimes I question whether or not I deserve it. I feel like I've got to earn this. But are we also going to be having time to relax? What is the vibe? The vibe is it has a nice flow and a nice cadence to it, because I also need that. I'm an extroverted introvert. So we might do some morning sessions. Then we relax on the beach. We snorkel off the dock. We enjoy the pools. There's 3 infinity pools. We have a beautiful, healthy lunch. And you'll be able to rejuvenate. There is conscious play, blocks of time where that is specifically curated and built into the whole agenda. So in 3-hour blocks. So you're going to have that time where you're going to be rejuvenating and relaxing. And then we're also going to be doing some transformational work, because networking's cute, but have you tried transformation? Have you tried going deeper, really connecting to a truth, to authenticity, to vulnerability, releasing the shame, whatever the thing is that feels heavy or is making you maybe feel stuck, or to lack clarity on the what's next in your life or in your leadership, what's blocking you from having that dream relationship? What's, where are you hiding from more visibility? What is preventing you from having clarity on what's next or beyond the what's next, your legacy? So we're going to clear and move all of that, release trauma. And so it's going to be equal parts rejuvenating as it is transformational. And you're going to be able to receive coaching, receive support in a way that maybe you never have. This is something that is absolutely my zone of genius. I am the woman that holds the women that lead things, right? They know so well. You know so well. If you're here, of course, you already relate to this. You already hold spaces and places. You already are the one that, is the glue, maybe of the household. Maybe you're the breadwinner, the top earner in your house. Maybe you are a healer yourself. But you are heavy as the head that wears the crown, right? You are the one responsible for everybody else. You are leading everybody else, but who leads you? That's me. I hold those women, and I just see a sigh of relief, this collective relaxation come over them the minute I'm this is the one place that you don't have to be in charge. And they're like, oh my God, I think I found my person. I always hold everybody else, but the way that you hold me, the way that you've created this space is just, I've never met anybody like it. I haven't found my person like that. And so this is a practice in receiving and being held in a way that I can handle it, right? In a way that maybe you've been too much for other people. You're not too much. I've got you. So all of that to say, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I only do one retreat a year, which means most of you listening to this are not going to be able to go. There's not enough spots. We only have several spots left. I think we have 7 or 8 spots left. We're nearly half sold out, and most of you are not going to be able to get to go. So don't be the one day woman. Be the woman that claims it right now. But yeah, that's the recap on the Champagne Club. I've got the raspy voice. I am tired today. Mostly I think from handling the puppy solo this weekend. Jake had to go out of town for some family stuff, but I'm mostly tired from trying to operate in both places a little bit at once. But I'm excited to share even more with you. Thanks for being here. And if you wouldn't mind, I would really love, I'm going to make a request here. I would love for you to rate and review the podcast so that more women like you can find me that need this work, that want these rooms, that have been looking for this. And if this deeply resonates and you've loved listening to any of my podcasts, or maybe it's just this podcast, this is your first episode, please go review. I read all of them, And I really appreciate when you take the time. So if you can, just go right now, go review it on either Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. I would so appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next episode.
I hope you enjoyed your flight, and I'll see you on board again soon.
Seriously, though, thanks for listening. If you're ready to take this work deeper and upgrade your mind, I want to invite you to join us inside my Millionaire Mindset program. This is where you'll start using my guided meditations to help you overcome anxiety and experience even more abundance. When you join, you'll have access to my entire audio library. Head over to elevatewithkeri.com and we'll see you inside.